All right, people, this video is for the beginner powerlifter or those that are interested in powerlifting. You might not know what it's about. This video is for you. I'll go over what I have learned my little year and a half of powerlifting. First thing you need to know about powerlifting is that you're going to be using a barbell for all three lifts: your squat, your bench press, and your deadlift. Squat, a lot of people have the most trouble with when it comes to depth and bar placement. I have a problem with bar placement. There's two types of bar placements. You have your high bar and you have a low bar. Now, I'm specifically talking about back squat. We're not getting technical. There is front squat where you can have different positions for that, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about back squat when it comes to powerlifting. A lot of people have a problem with the barbell on their back. My recommendation to that is you can build your traps to try to help with that, but I would recommend just getting used to it. It will feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but the more you stick to it, you will adapt to it, and it will become normal and something that you just do on a regular basis. That's the whole point of it. Powerlifting is about overcoming and adapting. The one thing that you have to get down is how deep you go. If you're going to compete, you got to go below parallel. For me, I compete, so I have to worry about how deep I go. That's why warming up is extremely important. A lot of powerlifters, when they first get into the gym, they'll stretch. You get a roller, foam roller, or just a little rubber ball, and you stretch. Make sure you get any kinks out of your legs, out of your muscles, loosen everything up. After you're done doing that, you're gonna come here to the bike. This is primarily what I would do before I get engaged to squat. And it's because I'm warming up my legs. Gotta get these quads warmed up. Typically, if I'm in a rush, which you should never be in a rush, but there's times I find myself in a rush, I'll do about a 2-minute little bike ride, up to 5 minutes, and then it's time to get in and get moving. Now we're here at bench press. Real quick, one thing I want you to understand about the barbell is it's always going to be a balancing act. That's why it's important when you are not powerlifting to do isolation work. Give equal attention to each arm, each leg, because if you do not, you will have a balancing problem. With bench press, I started out just laying flat on the bench. Laying flat on the bench, grabbing the barbell, learning the grip, having your wrist try to stay straight up. The reason why, you want your arm under the bar, not out like this. You want it under the bar. Get used to the balance and start practicing with the bar. Just practice with the bar. After a couple weeks of practicing with the bar, start to slowly increase weight, You'll start to learn more about yourself and what you can handle. Never worry about maxing out. That's not what you're here for. You max out if you are going to compete. If you're not going to compete, there's no real reason to truly max out. You can kind of do a rough estimate on your 1 rep max to install a program without actually hitting your 1 rep max. So I'm still developing an arch. An arch is what you want to have at bench press. The arch allows you to stay tight to the bench, and your body is a shelf for the weight. As you're moving it, you turn into a hydraulic press when your body has that arch. When you're flat, you're moving around on the bench too much, and it's going to be harder for you to press. Once you get that arch, you also limit the distance that the bar has to travel. That's a great benefit with bench press. There are the Larson press where you can lay flat on the bench and keep your feet off the floor. There's also Spoto press, where Spoto press you bring the bar relatively close to your chest and without touching and press the weight back up. Those are accessories to the bench press to help you grow in powerlifting. Here we are, deadlift. This tends to be a lot of people's favorite lift. A lot of people just like picking stuff up and throwing it back down. There's two different ways you can stand with deadlift. And once again, it's about you finding what's comfortable for you. For me, I choose conventional. I like the conventional stance. A lot of people are choosing the sumo stance. My recommendation to you, getting into deadlift, find a rack and learn how to just pick up the bar and hold the bar, whether you're sumo or conventional. Just learn how to just hold the bar. When I got into powerlifting, I did a lot of research. I watched a ton of videos on squat, a ton of videos on bench press, and I watched a ton of videos on deadlift. It's still difficult to get into the gym and really do what you've watched. That's why consistency is key. As long as you hold yourself accountable, you can become consistent. There's a ton of programs out there to do for the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. This is why I love powerlifting, is that you can hold yourself accountable when it comes to growing and getting stronger. Once you find yourself powerlifting and you genuinely like it, I recommend you do compete. It is a completely different experience and one that I am so thankful to have done. I'm so thankful that I got a chance to experience competing. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some weight on the bar and just give myself one little quick single before I head out. That was a quick 485-pound lift. I actually hit that squat earlier this week, so I figured it would feel good to go ahead and hit 485 one more time, but doing it with the deadlift. But it took time to work up to this weight. There's a lot more to learn in powerlifting. I will discuss that in other videos going forward. But I just wanted to say I do recommend powerlifting to those out there that are interested. If you're a beginner powerlifter, remember, take your time and watch yourself grow. That'll do it for today, guys. I greatly appreciate the support, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
If you watched this video to the end, please like and subscribe to the channel. And always remember, what feels heavy today will feel light tomorrow.